Good evening, water signs. This is a general read for you on how your person sees you for the water signs, so that it breaks it down. It's almost personal reading. And I'll get to individual signs tonight or tomorrow. Alright, click Spirit. Give us true and precise energy for the divine feminine of the water signs, please. True and precise message of the energy of the divine feminine. Thank you. And the masculines. Thank you. Masculines are transforming. Beautiful. Ooh, and I like it, feminines. I like the panther anyway, though. Alright. Give me a minute. So water signs are in their emotions, feminines. It is a fire sign, the panther card, but all the dark and water around it. So you're very much listening to your higher self. You're being very protective. You think, I almost want to say you're being catty right now. There's something that has you sparked your annoyed almost, your emotions. Something is, most likely this is something to do with Mercury retrograde, and fire sign got this, so maybe, and this is a fire element, so perhaps you are on a cusp, or not a cusp, but I don't know. Anyway, you're seeing something that's not, you've recently seen something and become aware of something that has made you upset and very defensive. Very much in your emotions. Many tears have fallen recently regarding this connection, this issue. The Mercury retrograde, remember, even though it is direct now, 2 weeks after it goes direct, we still are in its shadow of the behind it, right? The rear shadow. Thank you. So as it stops and from going backwards and then starts going this way. So then the emotions that all of a sudden you brought up, all these things from the pit of your soul, had to deal with all these emotions during Mercury retrograde, and now all of a sudden it's reversing and going forward again. So now over here we're getting that pull, so you're getting the shadow, not as strong as the other way, but you're still getting some things pulled up or back up that were dealt with a few weeks ago perhaps. But now we're back to the surface again. Maybe you saw something more about it that's really got you very defensive. Alright, so go within that trigger. If something triggered you, so do what the High Priestess does best. Go within your inner child, see what it triggered from your childhood, and heal and forgive yourself, forgive the other person, love your inner child, do the meditation. If you need help on that, healing the inner child, give me an email. The information is below. Divine Masculines. There's two groups here. One group is Tiger. You two, you are mirroring the Panther there. So I'm thinking these two probably are most likely together. You have also seen something with not only you're realizing she's seen something or someone else saw something, because you realize that you know it in your third eye. So now your human eyes, your two eyes are watching to see when the other shoe falls, right? It's causing some very fiery energy within you, raising your blood pressure a little bit, maybe stormy clouds around you. So it's like, yeah, you're just waiting for the lightning to strike. Water sign. This is a Tiger, and I almost feel like for some reason, like you were pretending to be someone you weren't as well. Maybe for some of you, not all of you, some of you were trying to be a lion instead of a tiger, per se, type thing. For some reason, I'm seeing the big mane around this head. Alright, some of you, though, are air signs. Some of you, air, water. Butterfly, very much in your life. You've gone through your transformation, your rebirth of the soul. You've gone through that cocoon stage of the caterpillar to cocoon, turned to mush, grew your wings, and you're getting ready to fly. You're just right now on that cusp of taking flight with your beautiful butterfly wings. Very nice. you're probably very much exhausted, wanting to sleep a lot. You could also be a little bit emotional, just because sometimes all those changes and being tired, you know, it's a lot to deal with when you have that rebirth, even though at first you don't even feel it, and then all of a sudden it hits you that you're exhausted. So, yeah, recent loss, someone's put aside other people or things. Coming up, the King of Cups. General energy, please, Spirit, for the water signs. General reading the water signs that they're dealing with today, this week. One more. And somebody was in their truth about it, which is good. Someone had choices and hopefully chose correct. And there. How does the Divine Feminine see the Divine Masculines? How does the Divine Feminine see the Divine Masculines? How does this water sign feminine see her masculine? Ooh. Wow. You go. You rock. Oh, we got some devil energy, but... Oh, okay. Okay. I had to finish shuffling, but really? Alright, so this and this. Alright. Devil energy was here, caused heartbreak, juggling, and put the, there. Alright. So we see what happened there, which is, not to play little of it, I'm not, but as Divine Feminines, we know that that is, one of the areas, I'll say, that we have to deal with as triggers for the Divine Masculine. That most of them were with another person. Most of them were with a karmic, whether they were married to them, lived with them. For some of them, their karmic might have been a parent or a job, but for the most part, they were all in a relationship, having to learn a lesson of how to be in a relationship of this level. How does the masculine see the feminine? How does the masculine see the feminine? I mean, you can certainly, as the Divine Feminine, she will set her boundaries when it reaches that point. But we have to deal with it and treat, and, you know, and heal from the trigger that it causes first. Accept it for what it is. Move forward with forgiveness and mercy. Right? But then later, set your boundaries. How does the masculine see the feminine? Maybe one more. Regarding, oops. We have death on the bottom. Okay, so how he sees her, I'm gonna set these here, and I'll work them in. Okay. Alright, so 5 of Cups overall for the two of you together. Yeah, somebody was having more than one person, and they had to make a decision and leave some behind. So there's been some spilt blood, spilt wine, there's a dead fish, something stinks. There's a lot of emotion being poured out into this decision that was being made, and coming into calm waters once they chose the two cups, the divine masculine and divine feminine's cup. Well, one might not be the divine feminine's, but that's supposed to be the cup he chooses. If he chooses wrong, of course, he has to go through another cycle with that karmic and learn more lessons and more karma, which means they chose wrong. Alright, and that happens. It's just something the divine feminine has to, then it's a trigger for her. She has to go in and heal more and set boundaries. So, King of Cups, yeah, he was feeling the emotions of this connection. He had his cup of love. He wanted to communicate with her. His throat chakra's open, his heart chakra's open. He believed in this connection. It made him feel young. He, sitting in his throne, blossoming. Perhaps he was wrongly placed. Perhaps he was too confident in himself that he entertained more than one option. But he came forward in his truth of passion. This is truth, the sword of truth. A lot of passion, a lot of fire energy. It's also new beginning, so it's the new start. He's coming forward with a lot of passion, a lot of sacral chakra energy here in this card. Woo. Good stuff. Alright, but no, he's coming forward because he knows he has choices. Like, not to say it that way, but yeah, he had choices right here. Proofs here. And with the heartbreak, right? So he chose, and I mean, according to these, it looks, I don't know. But perhaps he wasn't sure, because the fish is still in this cup here, peeking its head out, and there are other things in these cups, right? So most of these are empty, but there's the divine cup was clearly marked. It was obvious who the divine feminine is. She stands out above others. She shines like the high priestess she is, right? And then this is the end of a cycle. So whoever he chose in this cup, it ended recently, a cycle. And now we start a new cycle. 21 breaks to a 3. For body, mind, and soul, not 3 people, right? But they are believing in this connection, the two flames here, being grounded in it, and very much in their emotions regarding it. Alright? So what went wrong for some masculines? Maybe they had children, maybe they had debt with this person. If they communicate that with you, then you might know what it was, why the reason was. I'm not sure. Could be different for it would be different for each person. How the divine feminine sees the masculine. She thinks he's the star, so maybe he was the chaser, maybe he awoke first and she's the follower. But she thinks he's the star. She believes that he's been pouring all the emotions out. No. He's pretending to be something he's not, and she saw something she shouldn't have with a lot of emotion. So it's the masculine this is the masculine having the 3-party situation in this situation. But nonetheless, she sees him as a star, shining bright, divinely guided. She sees him as someone spiritual as well, and in his emotions, and in touch with his emotions. Very nice. She sees him as the love of her life, the lover that he is. Ooh, somebody's got a good connection. Right off the bat. Let's see, all the tools they need to manifest their heart, they're listening to, they may even, this person may even already be in your soul purpose together, your mission together. Maybe you have a business together, work together. Calm waters, blue skies, rainbows. She sees everything with him. But she also sees his devil energy that's there. Devil energy in this case probably is that sex addiction perhaps, or the 3-party situation. Doesn't make it an addiction, just means he fell to temptation. Or at one point was a player, right? So this could be overindulging in alcohol. It could be the women. In this one I'm actually getting more of the alcohol on this guy. But his third eye is open. He's listening to his crown chakra is open. He's listening to his higher self. He's just choosing to, perhaps, because his light shines so bright, just like the feminine, women are attracted to him, and so he had choices. Just like the feminine most likely gets a lot of attention and attraction to her because she's shining so brightly in confidence. Nonetheless, there's heartbreak, 3 swords. The flame is not going to dim. This is divinely guided with this light. And even if the flame or passion for one another starts to dim because of the heartache, the spirit will reignite that flame when it's time. But she sees that him as the cause for the heartbreak, the cause for the devil energy. She sees him as balancing or juggling. Juggling and not being loyal, like he's pretending to be loyal but carrying some baggage. Carrying some baggage with him. Well, we all have baggage, I suppose. Juggling, though. Juggling women, which is putting her in this kind of mentality, or mind space rather, I call it the monkey mind. 9 of Wands, where she's self-imposed with these wands when all she's got to do is walk through them. But if you look at her face, she looks like it's really driving her crazy. She can't sleep, she can't eat, that's all she can think of, and it's burning up. Like, not just the flames behind her aren't passion, it's fury, it's that look, right? She feels like there's 3 cockroaches in her midst of her connection, her man. Okay, so how does he see her? He sees her as the high priestess. He knows she's in her power. He knows that she knows the truth behind the lies. She can see between the worlds, that she's divine, that she heals herself, heals her inner child. He knows that she sends him healing energy. He understands that she studies this and teaches him the connection and the science behind the connection. This is how he sees her. That her communication to him is very uplifting and positive. He sees her as someone that takes her time and with communication, and while she may be defensive currently, he knows that she will move forward slowly with slow progress. He's in the King of Swords energy. He sees her, that's how he sees her, as a King of Swords energy, in her truth, but not real happy. See the face? And it's regarding this 3-party situation that caused her to go in hermit mode. Even though she was still focused on the light, she had to go in hermit mode. This is still divine timing. And he knows that she holds the key to his heart, and he holds the key to her heart. Although, for some reason, she dropped it. She's not dropped the ball, but she's setting it down for a moment while she goes into hermit mode. So this is her pulling away. So the masculine may be feeling like this. He sees with the third eye she's pulling away. The energy is pulling away from him, like, oh no, I don't want to lose my divine feminine. But she has the key to his heart, and that's not going to change. The keys are here in the dirt. She dropped them. He wants to come in on this hawk, the Knight of Wands. He wants to come in with this hawk of truth to her with communication, but he is scared of her being with the sword. So he doesn't know how much truth he can tell her, how much she can handle at once. But he wants to move forward with her. Alright, clarification. We'll start with the 5 of Cups, and then 5 of Cups to the Cups. Both of them. 5 of Cups for the person that's choosing wrong. Yeah, I feel like they chose wrong. I know that. I recognize that feeling. I am a water bearer though, so. Alright, this is regarding lovers. The 5 of Cups, the choice, the lovers. So this is like Kundalini rising and spiritual connection. spirits tied them together with the Kundalini connection here. So, and it's that divine connection. So perhaps the sadness and overlook, seeing that they have lost these other three, being very emotional, is because of this, or she's very emotional because of this. He feels he's still the King of Cups in his emotion, being protective of himself. And so that's two King of Cups side by side. And you have two lovers on the table. So you're mirroring one another in energy regarding the situation, which makes me think, you both already understand. Both are feeling the same about the heartache of the pulling away. You both feel the pull. Because when the masculine felt her pull away, it broke his heart, like he's going to lose her. So then that broke her heart, like she's going to lose him, but she doesn't know what else to do. Hence why the monkey mind. Alright, clarify the Nine of Cups. Eight of Cups, coins, and Nine of Swords. So, the Nine of Cups with the decision which one to make. You felt like you were Nine of Swords. You weren't sure. For some reason, you knew she was the divine counterpart, and she brought you everything, but for some reason you weren't sure which way to go. So Nine of Swords, you kept yourself trapped, tied up, but Spirit was reaching out to you to guide you, and you ignored it. You're going to get a tower moment here, I'm sure, but before we're done today, I'm sure there's going to be a tower moment. Eight of Coins, you wanted to celebrate, something to celebrate, hang on. You thought you were the cat's meow. Yeah, you were dancing with excitement. You chose whoever you chose, but it was someone that you saw as, you thought was divine and sexy. So you were celebrating like she was a trophy, the one you chose, but you didn't choose the divine. In other words, we wouldn't be here. This card won't be here, rather. Let's see what this devil energy is. And for some, I can't even say it's all the guy, because with these choices, we have to keep in mind that there may have been lessons in love or relationships the divine masculine still had to learn from this other person that he chose, or perhaps it was just a test to see if he would stand true to the connection and choose right, and he didn't. So that happens. It happens. Devil energy, this is the truth, and it's a new beginning. It was Nine of Coins regarding, yes, women that were entertaining him, but he was trying to keep it hidden behind the scenes. But somebody else was watching, someone else saw and told. Knight of Coins, this is the buffalo calf spirit coming in, raging in, with a message that you are protected. Knight of Wands, player energy. So, that explains that. Anyway, Three of Swords, clarify Three of Swords. Alright, so the Three of Swords is clarified by devil energy. And the devil energy had a lot of pain as well. So this is this guy, Nine of Wands. Okay, Spirit says to start with this one. So this is the devil energy. He was trying to wear masks. Like I said, this tiger was trying to be something he wasn't. So devil energy is saying that he wore many masks. But he also felt like he was bound to her, like he was tied tight, like bound together, and maybe he felt like he couldn't escape, but he was wearing many masks as a devil with the heartache, the Three of Swords. This caused him not to feel like he couldn't get away from the devil energy, but people were watching. He knew people were watching him in his devil energy. Other people knew That's how you found out. Someone told you, someone pointed it out to you. Alright, but he wants to come forward regarding this. I gotta move these. The juggling two people, not being loyal, that he had baggage. He wants to come forth in truth with this Knight of Swords. Yeah, that's not. Dogs are barking. Alright, 9 of Wands, rather, 9 of Wands. Clarify 9 of Wands. Nine of Wands, she, Spirit showed her, the King of Coins, Spirit showed her in her mind's eye, what was going on, the path, the things that were going on in the path that they were supposed to take, the choices that he had that he didn't choose. Yes, I've been given that image. Yes, regarding 3 party situations, but he does see her as the Empress, the Queen of all queens, the very beautiful goddess within her. He feels like she's a goddess, beautiful, that she can control her energy, her emotions, and she controls the snake. She can control her energies within her, her snake energies, like her kundalini. But he wants to take a leap forward of faith, leap faith forward, so does she, towards this Ace of Cups, and he wants to be her Hierophant. She wants him to be her Hierophant as well. They both want, I'm hearing, to aim for the stars, shoot for the stars, and bridge this gap that came between them, and work on this connection. He knows that she's the star that lights his path. He knows that she's the High Priestess. Alright, so we get the communication moving, that 3-party situation. Alright, what's this, oh, I'm sorry. 3 of Cups. 3 Cups. Let's clarify the 3 of Cups. I mean, we know it's a 3-party situation, but we'll clarify it. Yeah. 6 of Wands. Perhaps he sees this. Okay. This is how he sees her viewing this situation. And this is going to be a trigger for feminine, so please do not get upset with me. Just reading the message. He thinks that she was making it bigger than it was. A pebble, I always do, the analogy would be a pebble. It's really a pebble and they're making it to a mountain, right? But they're getting mad over nothing, such a small thing that, and while it's sex, he thought it was just sex, so what was the big deal? And he was proud of it. He was holding it out there like it was what do you call it? A ribbon in his cap? Is that a thing? A ribbon a feather in his cap? I don't know about all that, but so with this lion being huge, right, and up, and then a lot of fire energy above him, so he thinks this is how he thinks she was acting regarding the situation, that she thought she was making it a big deal out of nothing to him. That's not cool. That's not cool. I'm sorry. I mean, I would have rather not shown you the card, but then you would think I wasn't giving you the truth, so. I think I try not to get triggered for myself. I'm not a water sign, but that would trigger me. Yeah, that would definitely do it in Hermit. Okay, so Temperance is here with the Hermit card. Temperance was here to balance things out equally, and he sees that he's watching her from afar because he knows that he can't talk to her right now. But she's transforming. She's gone for a transformation just recently, so she's vibrating much higher. Her vibration is much higher. She's cleansing herself regularly, doing her aura cleansing, doing her chakra balances. She's meditating daily. She's doing her work and healing him. And she's working on herself, right? Because she's a high priestess. So the Temperance is brought during this hermit stage after this trigger. She's the high priestess. So she knew that she had to go in and heal that trigger. And she's doing that, which is great. He is still thinking that he can be someone he's not. He's trying to be all these other people, images, but he's not these people. So, most likely, I mean, maybe that's why the Death card is here, because he's going to end up having a rebirth of the soul. That was on the bottom of that deck. Remember? So we have the Ace, a new beginning of the Ace of Wands. Clarify the Six of Swords. They both want to move forward in this and focus on the connection. But you can't ignore it. You have to heal. Both have to heal from this. Both have to heal their heart wounds. I feel like I'm going to get a different deck. Six of Swords, please. Clarify Six of Swords. Okay, yes, and having the Strength, and the Strength card was over here as well. To move forward. Eight of Swords. Yep, back to the swords again. Turning her back on the pain of the swords. But you have to go in and do that inner child healing and see, I mean, it's, even though it's, you know why your heart hurt, but at the same time, if you're not married to him, then it's a trigger, right? So you have to go within and heal why he chose the other person. Maybe it made you feel abandoned or like not good enough, and so you go in to your inner child and see when was the first time that you felt that way as a child, and you heal and forgive that situation so that you can come out of it with a healed, you know, that wound will be healed. Judgment is here. And so is the King of Pentacles. What else, Spirit? Okay, so she took the King of Swords position, which she has over here as well. So from here to here, she's still holding that King of Swords position, right? But she made that decision. She, Two of Swords, and this is not where these two swords are not crisscrossed, like she can't make the decision. She made a decision to back away, to drop the keys, remember? So now he wants to come raging in, Knight of Swords, in his truth with communication. It reversed that magnetic pole. Alright? And now he's trying to come in as a Knight of Pentacles because she probably ignored this. It doesn't matter why. First she has to heal from that, right? So now he's coming in with another, I think Spirit's saying now. That's why you he's having the death that's sending him into the stabbed in the back, like he's painful again and going to have that rebirth. I'm surprised you didn't get the Tower though. Anything else, Spirit, for this reading? Anything else for the... There it is. I just sensed it was going to be there and then it never came. Yeah, the Tower's got to come out, right? It's got to knock this down so that you can rebuild this connection. That flame isn't going out, but the passion might die down a little while you heal those wounds. And then, once that passion reignites, he can come in with, after he's had his rebirth and healed his devil energy of why he's playing around and can't keep it in his pants, then he can come to her and come to the High Priestess right as a Hierophant. Yeah. Okay. Spirit says that's it. Alright, so let's get you some other messages. I feel for you. I'm there with you. On the same journey. I'm an Aquarius though, so that is a water bearer, but the person I'm with is an earth sign. Trust the niggle. What is that niggle feeling trying to tell you? And I don't know why they call it that. I just think it's the intuition. That funny feeling in your stomach like, man, I just can't, it's like a sense. That's your intuition. So this is the initiation, and this could be why this happens, right? Things always get darkest just before you pass that next gate, pass through that transition and the next rebirth, and it's called the initiation, which is perfect for this card. Rite of passage. First you have to make the right decision. Those choices he had, Spirit dangled in front of him, these, sexy player girls, whatever, or men, whichever the case is, so that he had to choose, and he was supposed to choose the divine choice. He was supposed to choose the right path, his mission, his purpose. Rite of passage, crossing the threshold. So when you look at this card, you'll see to the right there's tons of snakes on the ground. Over here there's a bunch of jewels, like a gold, like a treasure chest and different things like that, but tons of snakes. So you have to get past all these snake things, all these devil energies, get past the things that they're going to test you with and tempt you with, to see if you'll leave that divine connection behind or step out of it before you can move forward to the next level. And if not, you have to start the next cycle over again with that person and learn from it with karmic lessons. You see all those snakes? I'm not a snake fan. So as tempting as it is when some, attractive person, human, just remember it's their soul. You want to read their vibration, their energy, and if they're vibrating, and you can, with one touch, you would tell if he's also it's divine as your divine counterpart, which you're only going to have one. But if it's a soulmate, it's going to be a karmic lesson. It's going to be a test to see if you're going to stand true to this divine connection. The inner temple, devotion, tune in to the portal of your heart. And I'm going to take this one that's sticking up. Yeah, the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? Okay. So that's what I have for you. Water signs, I hope you have a blessed day. I will be sending you healing energy for this. I'm sorry you're going through it. Have a blessed day.